Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kindredstitchfolk. I'm Emily. I am here in Alaska, and the weather is turning, although the leaves for the most part are still green. Last night we had quite this cold snap. It got down to I think 38 or 40 or something like that when I took the dogs out at 3 a.m. Holy cow, that was chilly. But before we get into, first I'll tell you what's on the docket for today. I have four finishes. Yeah, 4. A crap ton of birthday haul that have all come in finally. And my gosh, I did not realize how much I got. Oh. And a new start that I plan on starting today, and some knitting. So before we get into all of that, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge Dolly Parton. This is going to be hard for me, and I'll probably cry, but you guys already are used to that with me. So Dolly Parton, as long as I can remember, has been my favorite artist. And it's not just because of her songs, though. Her songs have always hit me in ways. For instance, when I moved to Oregon to get my master's degree, my theme song for that move was Wildflowers. So I don't know if you've heard of that one, but I uprooted myself, and that's how I felt. Like I just uprooted myself from everything I knew and loved and started on this crazy, scary journey that I didn't even know if it was right for me. And yeah, it was the right move. I would not be who I am today if I hadn't done that. I am also really grateful to be back home, but I'm also super, super grateful for all the people that are in my life because of that move. When I left my ex-husband, Eagle When She Flies, and I Can See the Light of a Clear Blue Morning was on repeat for me. I just was doing that nonstop. When I need a pick-me-up, 9 to 5, yes, it's apropos, but also it just really gets you rocking, right? I have to say I never really connected with the songs Jolene that everybody loves. And I get why people love it. I do. I really do. For me, songs like Everybody Knows the Code of Many Colors, that hit me when I was a kid. There were times where I knew we didn't have a lot of money, but I also never really felt the strain of it because my family was so freaking awesome and amazing. And we went through a lot of things. We lost homes, I think my parents went through multiple bankruptcies and all kinds of things. And I knew that we were struggling. There were 6 kids at home and everything. But I just never felt the lack of love, discipline for sure, but also love. And I know that Dolly felt that in her family as well. But I don't think I can compare my growing up life to hers at all. I can relate to her in one aspect. I know her father grew up not being able to read and write. My father was always told when he was younger how stupid he was when he went to school, and he would be made fun of by the teachers, not by the students, by the teachers. And he's dyslexic and colorblind. And my father ran a successful print shop for over 50, maybe 60 years. Started it when he was 18. I mean, who does that? Everything was against him. One of my favorite things that I have every single month coming to us is a book from the Imagination Library. I don't know if this is Jimmy's last year since he's 4, because I know it goes until you're 5. But this is our latest book that we literally just got last week. And it's addressed to James, my son. I just wanted to read to you the back flap of this because it talks about the Imagination Library. So she says, Dear friends, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is the flagship program of the Dollywood Foundation, Dolly's nonprofit organization founded in 1988 and based in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Since launching in 1995, the Imagination Library has become the preeminent global early childhood book gifting program inspired by her father's inability to read or write. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading and learning in childhood from birth to age 5 by gifting high-quality books free of charge to families through funding shared by Dolly and local community partners. And then it goes on to talk about like some of the brain development thing about like we know from research the evidence that reading to children before kindergarten it positively influences the developing brain when it is most sensitive to nurturing experiences. I will tell you, my son loves to read. He gets really stuck on certain books that he wants me to read over and over and over again. And sometimes it's kind of hard for us to read new books, although last night I was able to read this book to him. And one of the things I love about the Imagination Library is on the front panel, it tells you about the book, it gives you some ideas for reading. And so this book, Being Home, a Cherokee girl and her mother move to the land of their ancestors where they feel at home. And so it tells me about like the first time you read it, before you read it, reading the story for the next time, and then even after the story, some activities to do. And in here, oh, see, I flipped right to it. Look at that. This book is really beautiful. It has hand drawings and artist drawings. There's this one, well, here it is. Look, I just love this depiction and the layers of the different artistry and I don't know, art methods maybe that go into this. And so this book is by Tracy Sorrell, and I really love it. I plan, like I do every month, I plan on following the instructions in here because it's a great guide for how Jimmy and I interact with our reading time. And the things that I loved about Dolly is that she was compassionate, she was empathetic. You know, she didn't have children of her own, but that never stopped her from loving all of the kids all over the world. I love that she was family oriented, that she protected the privacy of her family, especially her husband, whom she loved so dearly. I love that her nephew was her head of security for 20 plus years, and her brother-in-law was in charge of it before then. I know that all of her siblings, I think, and their kids have ties or work with Dolly's organizations and her music and stuff. And I love the legacy that, you know, she's left behind. I couldn't find if Dolly World is still open. But I've always wanted to go to Dolly World, always. I have a friend that lives in Tennessee, and every year I think to myself, I'm going to get down there, and I'm going to go to Dolly World, and I'm going to visit my friend on her farm. I still haven't done it. But one day I will, I hope. If Dolly World is still open. I don't know. I heard rumors that it was closed. But I love how compassionate she was. One of my favorite quotes of hers that I've always remembered is, I seldom get angry. I just use my anger. Wait, hold on. I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to remember. I actually spent a lot of time yesterday sort of journaling and also bullet pointing a lot of things about Dolly and her songs and her personality that I wanted to remember. Some of the things I wrote down through my 3 favorite quotes of hers. So here's my favorite quotes. I seldom lose my temper, but I always use it. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. And none of these are quotes from her songs. But some of my favorite songs I've already told you, but Love is Like a Butterfly, love that one. 9 to 5, obviously. Better Get to Livin', that's a new-er one, like not new-er, but you know, I always think of the ones from the 2000s on as her newer ones. But the first album that I ever listened to was 9 to 5, and that came out in 1980. And I remember I listened, I mean, I don't remember, but my mom says that since I was born, we've listened to that. And I was born in 81. And the other one is New Harvest. So with that in mind, my new start is actually a full coverage that I got off of Etsy, actually just this morning. And I am going to, so this is by, there it is. So this is by Helga Designs. And actually, I'll just put it up on the screen so you don't have to work, because I remember I was going to do that. Helga Designs Co. on Etsy. And this is a full coverage piece. And I know it does New Harvest, A New Woman is another one that is the album cover. And let me just see if I can't figure out. Okay. Okay. So the albums are, this is a pattern, a tribute to Dolly. Features a collage style design inspired by 4 iconic albums: New Harvest, First Gathering, All I Can Do, Jolene, and Just Because I'm a Woman. So there you go. I'll see if I can't like pop on the screen which album is which as I name them off. So again, New Harvest, First Gatherings, All I Can Do, Jolene, and Just Because I'm a Woman. And to be honest with you, I got it because of the New Harvest one. I even thought to myself, maybe I'll just stitch the New Harvest one, but nope, I like all of them. And so I am going to stitch all of them. This is a full coverage pattern. When I loaded it into my Markup XP, I think it's 34,000 or 37,000 stitches. So it's a smallish full coverage, right? So they recommend you stitch it on 14 count, so then it comes out to 10 by 10. So there's 34,374. I am going to stitch it on 16 count Aida. And the only reason I'm doing that is because of the coverage. For a full coverage, if doing 14 count, I would want to do like 3 strands, and so that there wouldn't be any see-through. And since I don't want to do 3 strands, I'm going to do 16 count, 2 strands, 2 over 1. So that way I can get that nice full coverage and not have to worry about it. And then, even though it's going to be a little bit smaller, I could still do that 10 by 10 frame. And then this cream of the fabric, which is Off-White by Charles Craft, which I believe is DMC, I believe. I think that Off-White is going to look really great as kind of like a border around the entire piece. I might do an actual border around the entire piece just to kind of tie it all together. I'm not sure yet. So I might add some stitches there. That's going to be my new start today, which is the first day of Jimmy's pre-K year 2. And I am so excited. We saw him off on the bus this morning, and then I had enough time to stop for a energy drink, a Lotus energy drink from my favorite shop, and then meet him at school by the time the bus, I was way before the bus got there. But it is the first day of school for Jimmy. And if you recall, I had a goal of finishing this by the time Jimmy, oh, I just realized there's something I've missed on here. So I'll fix that later today, but I'm still counting it as a finish today. So this was a kit from the World of Cross Stitch. I did rechart this into my Markup XP, my Stitchly app, which then I brought it into Markup XP. I had a lot of trouble recharting this because there is only a few colors in this, but the way they get a lot of texture and design out of this is by combining half crosses by full crosses. And in Markup XP, I know how to do half crosses, but the problem is that I couldn't do the half crosses and do the back stitch. And I ended up not doing the back stitch in there anyway. And then I lost the paper pattern, which drove me crazy, but luckily I still had this image. So by the time I got down to just doing the back stitch last night, I was able I just winged it, but followed what I saw on the picture there, but I finished it up last night. I hope you can see it well. There you go. Okay. I finished it up, except for the tails on the kites. I just realized I forgot those. It's so pretty. I love it so much. And yes, I do imagine that that's Jimmy and me flying our kites together. And I never want to do this pattern again. Ever, 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 ever. It was so finicky, so fiddly, so like just annoying, to be honest with you. Like seriously annoying. The effect, I absolutely love. The act of stitching it, I never want to experience again. So take that as you will, but I do love how this looks. I just need to add the tails. So this was stitched 2 over 1 on 14 count. It combines a lot of half crosses, full crosses, and then a crap ton of back stitching. So when I charted this without the back stitching and I pulled it into Markup XP. Okay, so without the back stitching, there was 1,360 stitches. I believe I just had half of the kites done when I started this a couple weeks, picked it back up last week. And so I put in about, I would say 1,300 stitches, but that's not counting the back stitches. So I'm thinking because there is so much back stitch, I'm going to round that up to 1,400 stitches at minimum. So yeah, this was a lot. I did enjoy making the swirlies for the wind and stuff. That was pretty fun. And outlining the kites was interesting because I had assumed that the entire kite would be outlined, but then when I looked at the picture, some of it wasn't, and I really liked that effect, so I did that, and I really like it. I really like it, which I was surprised by. Yeah. Anyway, so that's done. The kit came with, oh, it's underneath me here, a frame. For some odd reason, I feel like it's not going to fit very well in the frame, but I'm going to give it a try because I do like it. If not, I will get myself a little bit larger frame. I mean, my name, I don't know. See, maybe I shouldn't have put my initials there. Yeah, I might need to get a slightly larger frame, which I don't know that there is one. So maybe I'll get a tart tin or something and put that in a tart tin. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I have tart tins, so that'll be good. All right, so that one is all done. So the next one that I finished, so I'm going backwards in order of the ones that I finished. So from my latest finishes to my earlier finishes. Does that make sense? So I finally finished Home is Where Love Resides. I am so happy. This is by Leela Studio. This was a beast, and there are a few mistakes in it, but I don't care. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, I do have waste fabric all the way around because I did not center things and all kinds of stuff. You can see like there's a lot more fabric over here and here. So, and yes, you can still see even after the ironing that there's the marks from the hoops. But overall, not overall, just period. This piece is gorgeous and I cannot wait to frame it. My husband, when I showed it to him last night after I ironed it, he was like, wow, you did that. I was like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. So on this piece, there are 8,587 stitches. I started this. Does it tell me? So I had 28 active stitching days. I started this on February 14th. I love it so much. So this isn't a terribly big piece, but the Quaker motifs and the full coverage in the middle, it just takes you a little bit, you know? And I did stitch this on 22 count, Ada by Witchalt. I think it's called Silver or something like that. And this last time I fixed all of the mistakes over here, stitched this, and this. It was about 500 stitches and got all that in, and we're all done. I cannot wait to frame this baby. And at the moment, I love that I have all that extra fabric on the outside, because guess what? It covers up the stitching. There's the back. If you want to see the back, that's how my back would look. Not too bad, right? Really, right? But that's all done. So that's 2 of the 4 that I have finished. The next one that I finished was is it called Holiday Freebie by Crochetta a Gogo. Now this piece, I did not stitch everything on this piece. In other words, I just didn't stitch the word winter at the top just because. No, I didn't add in anything else. I was thinking about adding a little extra. So there are a total of 3,320 stitches on this. So if you minus winter, let's just call it an even 3,000 stitches that I did. So let me get this for you. So I finished this up, and this is my own color conversion. I did not do, I don't think, maybe the brown and the white, I think, and maybe the red, but everything else is my own color conversion. I don't know if Crochetta a Gogo's patterns are better when they're not free, but I did not like this, the way this pattern was designed. Again, this one was super fiddly, and I mean, the effect is great with the snow and everything, but for some odd reason, I really just did not enjoy this stitch at all. Like, I really had to force myself to work on this and get it done. The only reason I got it done is because of my goal, to be honest. So, I mean, I might gift this to somebody. I might keep it. I don't know. But I did stitch this on fabric dyed by myself. It is 16 count. And I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can see it. Look at that modeling. I did super good on that, right? I love that. And I want to use the rest of this on something else. But so there it is. And I was actually thinking, I wonder if I've got any more of this. I can't remember if I dyed any more of this, but this would be really, really good for Cabin in the Woods by Flossabilities. I'll put that on the screen for you. I do have fabric that I've set aside for that, but at the same time, I really love this. I thought that would be amazing for that piece. But, you know, I don't think I have enough. I don't think this is enough space to do that one. So, you know, yeah. So my own color conversion, and to be honest with you, I can't really tell you exactly what all of the different colors are. Actually, if I remember correctly, no, even the red is not the same red as in the pattern. So I think the only thing that's the same in here is the brown and the white and the orange of the snowman's carrot nose. I think those are the same things from the pattern. I did everything else myself. And that could be why I struggled so much. I don't know. But you guys know me, I convert pattern colors like pretty much every time. Almost every time. And I love doing it. So I don't know if it's the way she designed this one. I really don't know. But I hate to say it, but I'm not really interested in finding out if that was an anomaly by getting another one of her patterns. I'm just really not interested in doing that. So the last finish I have is my Liberty Barn by Waxing Moon Designs. I stitched this on 14 count something. I actually have no idea. But I finished it! Look at that. Isn't it pretty? While you oogle and ah, I'm going to take a drink. Hopefully that's in the picture. Yeah. This was such a fun stitch. And this reinforced to me how much I love stitching quilt patterns. Like, that was so incredibly satisfying. I especially loved quilting, stitch quilting, the one on the barn itself. Like, this was such a fun stitch. And so I did stitch this 2/2. Now in the Waxing Moons design, it is the Patriotic Barn Trio. And I have been recharting the Justice one. I don't know that I'm going to... So on the Justice one, I've been kind of contemplating taking off the word Justice, the fireworks, and the star at the top, and just bringing down the frame to down here. Been kind of thinking about that. And pretty much, I don't know, maybe the same with Freedom. I'm not sure. I will tell you that I do actually really want to stitch these now. And I'm not a patriotic stitcher. I'm just not. Especially right now. But we won't go into that, you know. I really like how, I know I've already talked a long time about Dolly, but one of the things that Dolly Parton never did was engage in politic wars and rhetoric. She just went about doing good works. For instance, like, you could say that her donating all that money during COVID was a political move. I wouldn't. I would just say that she was being wise. And I love that she got the shot live, or she did it on her Instagram. But I love this. And I am still keeping all of this in there because I've got all of the floss in there, the patterns in there. So, and I am stitching the rest of those on the same fabric. So those are my 4 finishes. Can you believe that? And I'm going to have another finish this month. So for my Whip Go board, that means that I did my patriotic. I completed that. And then Christmas on the Doorstep. I sure hope that was the right one, because that's the one I did. Oh my. The Crochetta Gogo. I actually think that I mixed it up in my head. I think Christmas on the Doorstep is a different one. Hold on, let me grab it. Xmas on the Doorstep. Oh my gosh, I was right. Whoops. Do you guys like my cow? Sorry, random tangent. We went to the farmer's market this last weekend, and there was some wonderful quilters and crafters there. And I got this cow from them. Look, it's how I actually got cow fabric. Oh, I love it so much. And I do love cows. And I also got my new journal from them. They sewed the cover and everything and put a journal in it. So these are the Borealis Babes. I love it. I love it so much. And I've been really enjoying writing in that journal. But dang it, I did the wrong pattern. It's Christmas on the Doorstep. I actually really would have preferred to do this one because I actually really like this one. It's by HMP Studio. And I think we all know how much I love HMP Studio. My goodness, Emily. This is where I was at. Maybe I'll get to going on this one too. I have this week left. Maybe I'll finish this one up too. I don't know. Let me see. Let's see how many stitches we've got left on this one, shall we? So there are still, so a total of 3,217 stitches, and I still have 2,446 stitches to go on Christmas on the Doorstep. Remind me like what that looks like. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. Yeah. There's a lot of bulk stitching in this, so I could honestly, if I outlined the house, I could probably get a lot of the house done at Stitch Night on Thursday. Oh, by the way, I got to go to Stitch Night. We'll talk about that later. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this out and stitch on it. Where did I put the? And it is on French Country Mocha. It's just I got a lot of weird pieces from it. I don't know. Maybe I got that from a D-stash or something. Let me see here. Let's see, nope, I didn't. It's Weigart 20 count vintage country mocha. I don't know who I got this from, but I did. So that's good. So I've got all of the floss in there, so we're good there. All right, I'm good to go then. I can get working on this. I do need to change I'm going to go back to the same color, a house, as on the pattern. I was changing it to a gray. I don't know what I was thinking. No, absolutely not. All right. What else have I been working? Oh, wait, hold on. So then also, I've been doing the, okay, I found it. So this is the August 2026 magazine monthly challenge. And I am only halfway done and I've only got 1 week left. So I probably will not be able to meet all of that. I am, the group did tell me that I am allowed to change some things on this, because it's my sheet, so I can change it. So the theme collaboration, I'm changing from the mini traveling library to the fast Frisian Sal, because that's a collaboration, right? A Sal, right? And then I did stitch the right thing. I just was thinking it was for Whipco and not for this. But the October 2021 free design by Crochetta Gogo, I had down to only do 500 stitches and I ended up finishing it. The Home is Where Love Resides, do an FO, got that one done. European Village, have not stitched on that yet. Sweet Kite Flying Kit, that's the first one I showed you, got that one done. And Patriotic Barn Trio, I got that one done. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gotten 5 out of all of them done. There's 2 I have not done. I really need to work on the Earth Laughs and Flowers and the European Village. So I can do both of those this week. So that probably means, honestly, then I won't get done the Christmas on the Doorstep stitch. So that's okay though. I'm okay with that because I'm still counting my Crochetta Go-Go as my Whipco. I'm just going to count it. I'm just going to, okay? I'm fine with that. And when I get the fast Frisian Sal done, which I will bring out now, that'll be my 5th finish for the month. Yeah, I know. Isn't that exciting? So I am up to date, sort of, because I mean, today is day 25. Is today the 25th? No, today's the 26th. So I have stitched days 1 through 25 on my fast Frisian Sal. I just need to stitch today's stitches. And I believe today's stitches is about 147 stitches. And so right now we are in this middle motif here. We started over here, worked our way up and around and over, and now we're back right here. So we're working on those for this middle section for the last week, and then at some point I'm going to come in and put my initials in this emblem here. And yes, I did mine all in one color. It is in the not in DMC, it's in the Iris brand, number 371. It's this one here. I'm using that pumpkin for a different one color project. But isn't that beautiful? It's so, so pretty. I did mess up some. I don't know how, but I'm off here. And so I did have to fudge my flowers there because I wasn't going to undo it. But I can see how I'm off. I feel like, no, I don't know. No, I am off. I'm off by like 1 stitch or something right there because I can see this one is further over. So that's okay though. I like just looking at it, you're not going to notice that. I'm okay with this. I am okay. This has been such a fun stitch. I have really enjoyed it. And sometimes I sit down and I stitch along with the guy from Modern Folk Embroidery, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just stitch on my own. I don't know. But this fabric is by 28 count linen by DMC, I believe. They're both linen. Okay, so it's this one. DMC Charles Craft 28 count linen. And I am stitching 2 over 2 on that. So, oh, the stats wise, let's see. Let's get that back out. All right, stats wise, there are 4,848 stitches in the Fast Frisian Sal. I have completed 3,577, and there are 1,271 days left. And guess what? Markup XP even has it estimated correctly that I am to finish it on August 30th. Yes, indeedio. So I'm really excited. I am 73% done, and it's just such a lovely piece. I highly recommend it. It's such an easy stitch if you do it all in one color. There are a lot of color changes I've noticed on the chart if you do it in the recommended colors, but the effect is so gorgeous. So, I mean, choose your poison, my friends. Okay, I do have a needle in this one, but I have been stitching on my Thanksgiving. Actually, I think I've only stitched like 20 stitches maybe. My Sampler Holidays Thanksgiving by Blueberry Ridge Designs. Now in here they have a really beautiful variegated color way. They used is a Gloriana silk called Red Clay, and it's variegated. I don't know if you can see that. I just chose yet again a nice orangey. I love the color orange, especially these kind of like, I don't know if you call it muted but not a bright orange, like clay, like orangey clay. And so this is an iris color again. I used 273. So it's this one here is what I'm using. And I was stitching this on Stitch Night, at Knit Night at my friend's store, Mariah, in the round. And I was having way too much fun. Talking to everybody and catching up because I hadn't been to one before. And there was people there that I remembered from before. There were people there that I had never met. And we just had so much fun. And I just kept on messing up. So what I did instead is, one of the things that I had done is, so we're getting into the knitting now. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Okay, we'll talk about this one piece and then we'll get back to it because I have one more thing for stitching. But my husband gave me a gift card for Mother's Day to my friend's shop. And I went in there the weekend before last and used it and got this beautiful trio by Kelborn Woolens. And this is the Scout base, which is 100% wool, and it's the, I believe it's their sport weight. I love Kelborn Woolens. Love, love, love them. And the pattern I decided to go with, and now Mariah is doing a stitch along as well, and hers is just a theme of like neckwear. So we're starting to gear up for fall. So she thought, let's do that. So I am stitching the Golden Hour by Andrea Knits. I always forget. I always forget how to say her name. Andrea Mowry. There we go. Now this is 2 different shawls here. You might think this is one shawl. No, this is 2 different shawls. And I am stitching the colorway that looks more like this one. So this is a different colorway example. So this is actually a triangular shawl. Here you go. It's a triangular shawl. There are some mosaic stitching. There's some bobbles in here. There's just like, I love stitching bobbles and I love having bobbles on my finished stitches. So I actually went ahead and got that out and cast on that night, but that's the only night that I've stitched on it. So this is my piddly start on my triangular shawl of Golden Hour. Oh, it just feels so good. But, oh wait, no, we're not talking about knitting yet. Okay, so I really enjoyed stitching on that. And as a result, I have more knitting to show you. I have been a knitter for well over 30 years. I've been a die-hard knitter for most of that time. It's only been in the past couple years that I haven't been such a die-hard knitter and have gotten more into cross stitch. So my last piece that I worked on is the summer basket, and I decided I did not like my house. I did not like the color of the house. So I went ahead and I ripped out most of the house, and I picked out a pink that I thought really went well with this blue, and I started restitching it. And I also discovered the best way to stitch on this fabric. So this fabric is by Cottage Cat Designs. No. The Cottage Cat Designs. And this is a 20 count Aida. The colorway for this one is K. And this is lovely fabric, but I've noticed it's really hard for me to get my stitches to look nice on this fabric because it shrunk so much during their dyeing process that the holes in the Aida fabric have, I mean, like the fabric has just tightened up incredibly, but it's also very supple. So it's extremely easy to miss the correct hole in this one. But I have figured out that stitching downward and coming back up instead of going across like I usually do, I'm actually able to find the stitches so much better. So my house looks a lot better. Now I did only discover this after a while, so there is a little bump here where I made the transition. And so my direction, because in stitching, if you start one direction, you really want to keep going in that direction, because if you change directions like I did, you're going to have a bump where those two directions meet. It's so strange, right? It's so strange because you're still stitching in the same pattern, but you're just going, I'm just going this way. And I do they call it the Swedish method, or I call it the railroad method, where I stitch one leg and then I come back up and stitch the other half of the cross. So I do have that, but I do love how this looks so much better. The pink looks amazing. And I think that this is so much more my style and everything. I think one day I would like to have a white house stitched, but I really, really struggle with stitching with white like everybody else. It's just really difficult. So let's see what the stats are on this one. I actually thought I had this down for a finish for this month, and I was starting to panic because I was like, there's no way I can get this done this month. I've got too much on my plate. And this wasn't all that was on my plate, by the way, like just life in general, it's been going crazy. So there are a total of 3,409 stitches, and I have completed 1,694 stitches. So, that's good. They have an estimated completion date for me of September 3rd. That might happen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm about halfway done with this. And I am good with that. All right. So that's the last of my stitching. Now let's get into the rest of my knitting. Okay. So for knitting, when I was visiting with my parents for 3 weeks in Oregon with Jimmy and I did cast on a pair of self-striping socks. They're not going to be socks anymore. I love Knit Picks Felici. They're self-striping, and this is Country Roads, and I thought that this was very apropos because we were camping and on all the backcountry roads, and I was just like, this is perfect for this road trip to like immortalize it. Now, I have a lot of socks that I have knit over the years, more than I can wear. So when I got this back out the other day, I thought to myself, I don't need another pair of socks. What I really need is a really good sturdy pair of fingerless mitts. And I need them to be a certain way. So here's my thought process. So anyway, I've changed this into fingerless mitts. I wanted it to be longer for the wrist so that when it goes into the coat that this will actually stay inside the cuff of the coat instead of popping out and then I get snow inside. That happens to me all the time because I get impatient and I don't knit my cuffs long enough. So this time I did, I hope. I don't know how many inches it is. I literally just stopped, which I should put a marker here. And then I've started the thumb increases here. So this pattern is, whether I'm doing fingerless mitts or socks, for myself and my sisters and my mom, 60 stitches around is perfect for all of us. So I've got 60 stitches around, and here I'll even show you. I'll put it on. Oh, well, let's just do that. Look, it's just absolutely perfect. Oh, it feels so good. And I am doing twisted rib, so 1 by 1 twisted rib, which is my favorite. And I'm going to continue the twisted rib all the way up. So at one point, when I get up to about here, I'm going to knit a ridge and then continue stitching up. I think guys, this is what I'm thinking right now, and continue stitching up so that when I'm all done, I can fold this half under and tack it down on the inside. So I'll have a double layer of warmth right here. So it'll be double layered. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's my thought process, because my fingertips do get really cold, but I find wearing actual gloves a really difficult thing for me because I need to be more dexterous than that. So I'm always wearing my fingerless mitts, but I'm also always cold because even though I can scrunch my fingers down into them, I still only have that single layer of knitting between me and the cold. So that's why I'm thinking this is how I'm going to accomplish and meet that need and that struggle. The thing that's I'm thinking might be the biggest challenge is that I am doing it 1 by 1 twisted rib. That's the only thing that could be difficult at all when it comes time to folding it in and tacking it down. Because I could get it askew. That's just in my head. That's the only handicap. Okay, then I just decided to go looking in my whips for my knitting to see what else might tickle my fancy. And this one I have been stitching on, I think, since 2020. This is the Suburban Wrap by Joji Locatelli. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And wait till you see my colors. I am in the lace portion again. Okay, let's get this all figured out here, Emily. Let's get it all figured out. Come on now. Okay. And it's still wrapped around somehow. There we go. Okay. So here we go. These are my colors. And I'm in this lace portion here, which is section 8. Up here, there are, I think, 12 or 13 sections. So I'll show you on the pattern. I am right here. No, wait, hold on. Nope, I'm right here. And then I'll do another lace section here. So this is where I started. Okay, so this is where I am. Okay, this is where I started. This is where I am. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think more. Well, 4.5 because I'm in the middle of this one. But it is so pretty. I just absolutely love all of this. So you might want to know what the yarns I'm using are. So my yarns are Swift Dyes. This is Folklore, and that is the speckled colorway. Then I'm using my Plucky Knitter, which I don't really like Plucky Knitter, as maybe some of you might know. But this was when I was silly and signed up for their subscription, and I had a really hard time opting out of their subscription for a long time. So this was back from, this yarn is from 2014, and the colorway is called Move Over Darling. And this last is a yarn that I got from a mill in Oregon, and this is 100% Romney wool, and I don't have the tag in here. I think she only gave me a couple skeins that actually had tags, but this is fingering weight, And there was a mill in Oregon back in 2016. I got this from her. I got probably, I think I sent her 2 shearings of Romney wool. And so I have a lot. And I asked her, please don't dye it, because I can hand dye my own yarn if I want it. But I also just love the natural color of this. Romney wool is my absolute favorite wool. Absolute favorite. Oh, I love it so much. So those are my 3 colorways. And I have it in a fat squirrel bag that is way too small for it. So I have to keep shoving things in. I don't know why I keep trying to struggle with using this bag in particular. It's just, I'm so silly. All right. So those are my knits. Those are my stitches. Now on to haul, because oh my gosh, guys. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, I mean, that doesn't look like much, but it is. It is. Okay. Oh, and there's one piece of haul that's not in there. I went to one of my locally owned thrift shops. They were having a 50% off everything sale. And I found an antique hold tight embroidery hoop. I got it for $1. And I double checked. I took a picture of it and I put it on Google AI, and I was right. It's the hold tight model from back in like 1906 or something. I got it for $1, guys. I'm so excited. So that wasn't part of my haul. Okay. Now this is going to be in no particular order. Just know that every single thing in this pile is birthday haul, which included the summer retreat, the digital summer retreat by Lindy Stitches that I went to. So there's a couple things in here that I got from that just finally came in. Maybe a couple, maybe only one. I don't know. So the first thing that I ordered, does this actually, to dye for fabrics, I did order a 5-pack of their random color or mixed colors. She had a deal going, and this is her Fat 8th bundle. And so I got these colors. They have no name, so I can't tell you, but I got this one. And this is as big as a Fat 8th is. Then I got this one, which I think is so pretty. I don't know if you can see the tie-dye on it. Yeah. That's lovely. I got this one. And these are all 32 count Lugana. Yeah, I'm going to have the same trouble I'm having with the cottage cat design. Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't think I really looked at this in the light before. Wow. Wow, that's cool. Ooh, I want to stitch on that one. And the last one in that bundle is this one. So I've got a good amount of, you know me, I don't usually buy fabric, like fancy fabric. So I really splurged for my birthday, and I really kind of restocked. I think total of all the fabric that I bought, I think I spent like $140 total or something like that. I think. So I really splurged, because for me that's splurging. But it was all birthday money. So none of it came out of my own pocket, which was nice. Like everything in this pile, birthday money. And because this year I told everybody that I just wanted cross stitch stuff, and nobody knew how to buy that for me. So everybody just gave me gift cards. gift cards, and cash and cash and cash. So here's what else I got in that bundle. So this is also a 32. Oh, interesting. So she wrote on here, last piece from Older Bolt. This colorway is called Kingfisher. I don't know why she needed to tell me that this was the last piece from Older Bolt. Maybe it's because it has the salvage on it and that maybe ate into it. I don't care. She does really good dyeing colorways. I like her colorways. Then this one, oh my gosh, it is so pretty. This one's called Laurel Blossom. I mean, it's a little off, but still. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Then we got Himalayan Salt. Again, everything is in 32 count, Lugana. Oh, I love that. And the last one is Dragon Fruit. And boy, howdy, did she nail this one. Right? She did so, so good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's my package from To Die For Fabrics on Etsy. Now, if you order from her, I thought I was ordering ready to ship items. I was not. She does them in die packs, and she has, because I messaged her because I was really confused as to why it was taking so long to get to me, because it did take a month to get to me. And so she told me that she has certain days that she dyes fabric on. And so, and you know, when you order them is when she puts you in the lineup for dyeing things. So if she's got 15 people ahead of you, she might not get to your order that dye day, right? Okay, so I finally got my stuff from her, but it is worth the wait. Like, my goodness. And her prices are really good. I can't remember. I think I signed up for the Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month Club. I think. But if I did, I thought I signed up for the 32 count Lugana. But I also can't remember if I got to look at my receipts. I can't remember if I ordered a piece of fabric or I signed up for the Fabric of the Month. I don't know. Either way, I absolutely adore what I got, which is 20 count Georgia Peach on a 4th yard. Look at this! And I have an idea for what I want to stitch on this. I just got to figure out if it's wide enough. It's going to definitely be long enough, but is it going to be wide enough to stitch the piece that I'm thinking of on there? It's actually another Leela Studio. I'll put it on the screen. It's also another Leela Studio that I've been telling myself I get to cast on as soon as I'm done with the Home for the Holidays. And I'm done. No, not Home for the Holidays. Home is Where Love Resides. I'm done with that one, and I really want to cast that one on. I have to remind myself about that. I don't know that even this color will work on it. I might have to reimagine what I'm thinking for that piece. Okay, so what's in here? Is anything in here? Yes. Okay. So let's see here. Ah, yes. Okay. So the Earth Laughs and Flowers, I knew I was going to need some extra floss, so I just got a few extra flosses. And while I was on there, the Southern Needle, I really like her shop on Etsy, but I think she also has, yeah, the southernneedle.com. You know, probably easier to go to the southernneedle.com so she doesn't have to pay all of the fees and stuff for that. But this came out at Market, and I've loved it and wanted it, and she had it on sale, so I grabbed it. I think I got it for $6, and she had it priced at $10. The pattern is literally on the, like that. That was the entire pattern, guys. Okay, I think I'm going to be recharting this again so I can have it in my thing. But I love this. I love this so much. I wonder how many stitches are in it. So anyway, so I'm going to leave this out because I need this to go into my Earth Laughs with Flowers project. And then I'm going to put that into my patterns. Okay, yeah, that one's ready to be thrown away. Then this one. Oh, this one is when, okay, so from Teresa, no, this was from another lady on Etsy. Yeah, okay. So I found this pattern and I wanted it really bad. So I found somebody on Etsy who was selling stuff. Oh, this also combines, okay. So I found somebody on Etsy who was selling it. And while I was there, she had some other cute things that I really wanted. So I went ahead and she had them at great prices again. So Harvest Blessings. It's this one. Hey, we're done. Teddy bear. Oski. This is by Stony Creek Collections. Leaflet 345, if you're wanting to find it. Does it say when it came out? (2016). So I don't think it's going to be difficult for you to find, but I really want to stitch this one. And then when I got this, on the back, look at those designs. Oh my gosh, I want to stitch these so bad. And then this one is so fun. I'm not really keen on this one so much, but all the rest of them. Autumn bell pull. I'm not so sure I'm keen on the autumn bell pull either. But these two over here, oh my god. Oh no, this one and this one. I want to stitch these two. Yeah. So this one's called Autumn Sampler, the one I really like, and it's leaflet 335. If you want to get that. If you want to get the Autumn Bell Pull, that is leaflet 301. If you want to do the After the Harvest one that I also not really liking, that is leaflet 300. I just don't really like whatever's going on here. I think it's like dying corn husks or something. I don't know. And then Harvest Home Quilt is leaflet 163. I want to do that one. As we've already discussed today, I really enjoy stitching things that look like quilts. Then she had a lot of lavender and lace on her thing. So I got this one for a smoking deal. I think I spent like $4. This one is Fairy Dreams. And I really like it. Look at the softness of it. Yeah. I don't know when or if I will ever stitch that. I'm not really called to stitching things like Mirabilias or lavender and lace things. So I don't know. But this one was so cute. This lace ornament. Home for the holidays. It's going to be such a quick stitch. It came with everything. Like, I think this was like $2. And I'm going to stitch that for an ornament. Then I also picked up some things from Teresa Kogut. Now, here's the thing. I love Teresa Kogut. Love her. I have literally never stitched a single pattern of hers. What's my deal? Like, I absolutely love her. I'm in her Patreon. I've been collecting her patterns for over a year. Like, what is my freaking deal? Why haven't I cast on a Teresa Kogut? Hey, can you stop eating my packages? Please? Thank you. He's licking my packages. I don't know. But here's some more patterns that I got of hers. So this one is Welcome Home. So this is 1/2 on 40 count Dirty Teacup by Needle and Flax. Stitch count is 147 by 85, and this came out in 2025. I love this one. I love it. I love the flowers, the house, everything. Then I got Oh My Bird. It's so freaking cute. Oh My Bird. This came out in 2020. It's stitched 2/2 on 32 count graham cracker linen by Kitten Stitcher. Never heard of that one. Stitch count is 128 by 196. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this compared to this. And then one that I've wanted for a long time, and I finally got the money to get it, is the Booklet of Serenity. I want to stitch this so bad. This might be my opus in a year or two. When I'm done stitching for my 45 and 45, maybe this will be my 46th year birthday cast on. So this one, I'd have to open it to tell you the specs, but I have been wanting to stitch this for a long time. So I got those. Very excited. Then my subscription to the Digi Stitcher came in. I don't really like this one. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But this one is called Nightshade. It's a 16 count Aida, 16 by 20. I mean, it would be perfect for a fun, funky witch. stitch. I just don't stitch Halloween stuff. I don't know. I've been kind of feeling like I want to give it a try. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you that I don't like stitching Halloween stuff when I've never stitched Halloween stuff. Like, come on, Emily. Stop being a hypocrite / judgy Miss Judgy Pants. God. Whoa, that was interesting, buddy. Okay, so what was this one? Star Stitch Store, also on Etsy. I got some patterns from her. Now, I went on there specifically to get this one. Mother's Garden by Blackbird Designs. I saw somebody, I mean, I know there's this stitch along like the Blackbird Academy or something like that, but I saw somebody stitching this one and I really liked the story behind it. And I also really like everything else. But the story is that you stitch all these things and then you put the initials of your loved ones in there, and it could be generational, it could be your generation. I could probably put, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, that wouldn't fit my entire current family. So what I could do is my parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. Not really sure. I've got to figure that one out, but I really want to stitch this. Really want to stitch this. Okay. Then I also, oh my gosh, I loved this one. Pumpkin Farms. So Anniversaries of the Heart. I have heard of this series. I didn't realize I was getting 2 patterns from Anniversary of the Heart, which then I went on and I looked at the entire series. I want to collect the entire series now and I really like the story of that one too. I've seen people stitching on those and they dedicate each square to a member of their family. I would love to do that. I think that's a perfect idea. But of course, anything autumn, I absolutely love. And so I got this one. This is Autumn House. No, Pumpkin Farm. Pumpkin Farm. And this is Anniversaries of the Heart, pattern 10. And I just love it. Then I was wondering when I got it why there was this weird name Ben just randomly in there. I was like, what's with that name? Now I get it. Then I also got the Anniversaries of the Heart pattern 5, which is just called Farmhouse. Love that one. And lastly, I got Country Life by Blackbird Designs. Wow, did I just get only Blackbird Designs from this person? This is from the Loose Feathers. I have no idea how to say that. Abyssinian series. This is number 7. Abyssinian. I don't know. I've never seen that word before, but I loved this. Love that. And this again is called the Country Life. So I don't know if this is Loose Feather Collection highlights the reason we love samplers. Each will have an alphabet, have some of our favorite motifs, and be dedicated a member of our family. I think they meant to a member of our family. Our ABCderin, I think they made up that word. Okay, project features 12 samplers. 1 will be released each month for a year. When all the samplers are completed, they will fit into a configuration that will easily fit over a sofa, fireplace, or headboard in your bedroom. We are framing each of ours with the same frame to unite the pieces. So this was back in, does this give a date? No, I don't want to take it out of the package. So I don't know what date it is. But I don't know if this is a current thing or something from before, because I've never paid attention to Blackbird Designs before. The only reason I started paying attention was because of that family, my mother's garden. And then I was looking at that website, Star Stitch, which I absolutely love them too. And I saw some others, and I guess they just all happened to be a Blackbird. I don't know. I have no intention of joining into the Blackbird Academy stitch along. I was thinking though that it would be great if we did one for Teresa Kogut, because again, I have so many of her patterns and I've never stitched on any of them. So for my birthday, one thing that I've always wanted to stitch on is a Teresa Wensler. I've always been very intimidated by her, but there's one in particular that I've always really loved, and that is the Welcome One kit. And I got this on eBay for a good enough price. I mean, the lady made some bucks on me. She did. But, you know, it comes with everything you need. It comes with a 28 count even weave fabric and pre-sorted floss, beads, needles, chart, and instructions. I don't see the beads. Maybe this one doesn't have beads. I don't see the beads. If it does have beads, it's not in here. It's been taken out. I don't see any beads really on the pattern. So maybe this is one of hers that doesn't have it. But this was put out by Jan Lynn. And there's a dragon one that I really want too, of a castle and a dragon. Oh, that'd be really fun. All right, my last piece. This was my 1, 2, 3 stitch order that I ordered, and I was really disappointed it wasn't here last time. It literally came in the next day. And I have been so upset because I have been wanting to break into this and start things, but I've also told myself that I can't until I show you. So, it's a hefty one. So let's start out with my collection of Mill Hill kits. Okay, in no particular order. Here's what I got. Just because some of them I just thought were super cute. Like this one. It's a heart for stitchers. Isn't that cute? And this one also is on paper. I'm not going to stitch any of these on paper. Every single one of these are going to be stitched on fabric. I'm just not a paper stitcher. It's just not going to happen. And then I'm going to finish them to make them stiff and then put some felt on the back and then make them into ornaments. And then we've got garden gnomes. Oh my freaking gosh. And it's got a star emblem on the door. So I got all those. This one has the least amount of beads in it, I think. Then we've got this one, which is white pumpkins. This one has a ridiculous amount of beads, I think anyway. Look at all those. Yeah. So to me, it seems like the beads are all around, like there's around the border here, this border here. Then there's beads all down here. There's the emblem right there. I'm sure I'm missing some. Yeah, there's beads all in the purple flowers. It's a lot. One of the ones that I really want is this Harvest Home. I don't know if you can see that. A Harvest Home. I want that one really bad. Oh, and Country Fair looks great. Country Fair right there. Oh, I like that one. Then some super fun ones that I just had to have them. Just had to have them. So for my husband, this is the one I'm going to cast on next. As soon as I meet my goals for August, I think. I have to figure out what my new schedule is going to be, because I want to participate in ABC Bingo, ABC Go, or something like that the Magazine Monthly group is doing next month. So I don't know if I need to add my new starts to that to see if they get called, or I don't know. I got to figure it out. But this one. Now my husband knows I got this for him. I do want to stitch this for our anniversary, which is next month. So that's why I want to stitch this one next. But his favorite, okay, his favorites are wings and pizza. Yeah, loves it. Now my favorite are cryptids and UFOs and stuff like that. So I got that one for me. You know, it's so weird that I love things like cryptids and spirits and ghosts and mystical. Well, I mean, I'm not really into witchcraft or anything like that, but I like. It's so weird because I'm just not really into Halloween. I kind of am starting to get into it because I've got a 4-year-old, right? And he loves it. He loves playing dress up. But it's just never been my thing. Like even when I was a kid, I never wanted to go trick or treating or anything like that. I only went trick or treating if a friend made me or if my siblings wanted to go. And so, yeah. But anyway, I love this one. And then on the back, there's the turkey that I want to get for Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. Yep, got to do that one. Oh, and then my favorite is, no, wait, is the UFO my favorite or is this one my favorite? I don't know. So this one is well, it doesn't give it a name. It just says Autumn Harvest. Magnet and, oh, Bigfoot. There we go, Bigfoot. Because I knew it was Bigfoot. I just didn't know if they named it Bigfoot. And it's got a moon charm. I love Bigfoot. Sometimes when we're out hiking, so in Alaska, you really want to make sure that bears are not going to come up on you or anything like that when you're out hiking. So one of the ways to do that is to make noise. So one of the things that I do, and now my family does, is we practice our Bigfoot calls, which I will not do here because you don't want that to hurt your ears, but just know that it's a lot of fun. So we practice our Bigfoot calls. It is said that we have Bigfoot in Alaska. I've never seen him. So then I found this one, Finally a Farm Girl. This is the November house from the monthly home series. I can't remember if I got any more of these. I was on a house kick when I was on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. So you're going to see a lot of houses, but this looks really fun. That would be an easy this year stitch. Then the rest of them, let's see here. Okay, let's make sure that I thought I put them back in here in an order, so I want to make sure that I left them in that order. Okay, it looks like it. Okay, so from Summer House, they have these Fragments in Time series from back in 2023. And I like all of them. I only got 3 of them for now, but they're on these little postcards. They've got to be super fast to stitch up. But I got this one, which is number 4, Berlin Woolwork. And then I got, okay, so this is number 4. It doesn't have, the Berlin Woolwork is not the name of the piece. So it's just number 4. And then this is number 1. And then this is Fragments in Time from 2018. So this one is celebrating sampler cartouches. So my 3 favorite things: quilting, roses, and houses for stitching. Then here's the last one, Fabrics in Time. I did really like this one, and I know this is a Halloweenish one, but still. Number 2, Halloween edition. I'll give that one a try. Because I love graveyards. I love graveyards. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but when I go on vacation, I hang out in graveyards. I don't just hang out in graveyards. I love going there, feeling the history, reading the headstones, trying to find like the oldest headstone in the cemetery. Like 15 years ago, I went to, I lost the name of it. It's a famous city up in upstate New York. Everybody knows of it. But anyway, I went to one of the oldest graveyards in all of the United States. And the taxi guy who picked me up at the hotel to take me there, he kept on saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then when he dropped me off, he's like, "I'm going to be coming back around just to make sure that you're okay." And he did that for 3 hours. And finally, after 3 hours, I was finally good. I never did find the oldest gravestone in that one because it was humongous, but I could have spent the entire day there if I hadn't been so hungry. So, like, that's just what I do. And when we were on vacation with my parents, I went to graveyards in Oregon and stuff. Like, I just do that. When I lived in Portland, um, I went to graveyards just so that I could sit and have peace. My ex-husband always knew that if he wanted to make me happy, he would find another graveyard and take me there. He did that a lot of times to make up for some stupid or mean thing that he'd done. So I remember there was one we went to that was by a Catholic church, and there was a nunnery on the grounds, and the nuns came out and talked to me for a long time about the different gravestones and everything. That was such a peaceful moment. Oh, and then bells rang at some point. Oh, it was so lovely and peaceful. At that moment, I thought to myself, take me to a nunnery. Okay, so the next series that I got is the Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. There are the Houses on Pumpkin Lane series. Now, I don't think all of these are the houses on Pumpkin Lane, so I'll make sure and let you know. But this is Acorn House, so this is chart 8 of 9. Acorn House. Love it. Then we have Cinnamon House. Oh, I love this one so much. This is chart 7 of 9. Then we've got Harvest House, which is 9 of 9. So I've got 7 through 9. And now I'll show you the back right here where it shows, can you see it? Where it shows the whole thing. Ah, love it. So then this is, I've got 2 from the Houses on Stitchery Lane series, and there was a couple that I just could not pass up. Chart 5 of 9, this is Patchwork House. Love, 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 love. And then chart 6 of 9, which is Thimble House. Now, I guess this was a mystery series, so all I can show you is that, but they are super cute. So I probably am going to be collecting all of those too. This one, oh my gosh, the blue flower. We know I love the blue flower. So this is called Forest Home, and the quote in the middle says, "Our roots are in the depths of the woods." This one speaks to my soul. Like, I just feel such peace when I look at this one. Yeah. I feel like this might be in honor of Washington or the state of Washington. Let's see. 40 count, okay. Our roots are in the depths of the woods, on the banks of the streams, among the mosses, by Emile Gallet. So the full quote is, "Our roots are in the depths of the woods, on the banks of the streams, and among the mosses." So it doesn't actually say. It says what's featured. They've got maidenhair spleenwort, beaver, a red columbine, blue-eyed Mary, Pacific madron, a ruddy duck, a northern pygmy owl, calliope hummingbird, a porcupine, a swallowtail butterfly, and a big-eared bat in here. I never saw the bat. Where's the bat? I see the butterfly. Oh, there's the bat. He was hiding. Okay. I love this even more now. Oh my gosh. This one I kind of regret getting. I don't even know why I got it. I don't know. It's not my style. It's not something I would ever stitch. This might go into the giveaway thing. Oh, I'm so excited. So I got 2 from A Year in the Woods. So I think I've got 2 more in my collection. I think. I'll have to take a look. But this is by Cottage Garden. I got the turkey, who, I don't know, has somebody given him a name? Because I kind of want to call him William. Hi, William. Doesn't he just look like a William? And then the chipmunk. And this is Patsy. At least I think. Patsy. And then from Katie's Grove Sampler by Rosewood Manor. I really, really, really liked all of the flowers that went along the outside here. So that was the main reason. Like, the house could be improved. Let's just be honest. But all these different wildflowers around the outside, I really liked. Yeah. Artist statement. Love this border. Love this little house with the fun trees inside the picket fence and welcoming gates. See the fun, be creative ideas for personalizing your sampler. Enjoy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the Adventure Sampler. I've been wanting this one for a long time, by Sombre Stitches. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. There's my Bigfoot. Yeah. And the last two I got in, so I got from Annabella's, I can't remember, Annabella's Needle Art. So this one is the Autumn Cottagecore, my stitchy spot. Now, I'm not really totally into cottagecore, but I did, like, again, I was on my stitchy spot craze. And so I got that one. And then this one, yeah, it's cottagecore again, but I really liked the colors in it. So happy fall, y'all, maybe? Part of our Autumn Cottagecore cross stitch series, it says. So there you go. Oh, was that a lot of haul or what? Like, this is not normal, as many of you know who have been around. Like, I go months. Actually, I can't remember the last time I had a big haul like this. Actually, I do remember. I think it was in January, like after Christmas. Or something like that. No, wait, no, it was when I got home from my trip seeing my parents, because I had pre-planned to get a bunch of stuff while I was there, and I did. So, yeah, that was good. All right, so thank you guys for joining me. So much done, so much to do, not a day to waste, and it is now 11 o'clock. My son's going to be home soon from school. But thank you guys for joining me. Keep Dolly in your hearts and her family. We love her. I'm so excited, though, to start stitching on my full coverage of Dolly Parton's albums. It's going to be great. And just remember to stitch what you love and love what you stitch. And let's do a quote from Dolly one last time. Remember that if you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Thank you, my dear ones. As I do to Jimmy. Take care of yourself, and until next time, ta-ta for now.